Today I'm making mahogany rod holders for my boat that are going to attach to the console, and then some fold-out tackle storage boxes. I got the idea for the fold-out tackle storage boxes from boatoutfitters.com, and then I got the idea for the rod holders from, I believe it was either Whitehall or SeaTech. I just ended up modifying the design a bit. It's something I thought looked a little bit more attractive. So as far as the mahogany rod holders go, what I start off with is I create a template first, just to make sure that everything fit really well. I'll go in here and show you on the boat where these side rod holders are going to go in the center console. So I have 3 of them, and they have drains on the bottom of them that connect to tubes, so I can drain them out the bottom here. And those 2 holes you see on the side right there, that's going to be a vent. I actually have some stainless vents right now that I'm going to use. And basically the tackle boxes are going to be going on the side. So when you're just motoring along, you can have 3 rods in there in the pull-out tackle box, or the tilt-out tackle box. And then to get to it, of course, just pull the rods out. I'll probably be doing the smaller rods on this one, but I am making it large enough so that I can do my deep sea rods as well if I want to. So back to the process for actually making the rod holders. I first cut a template out with a real thin piece of plywood, made sure it matched the rod holders that I put in there. And the ones that I saw from SeaTech or Whitehall actually had a joint right here that they went through, but I decided just to make them straight through, and then I'll be putting a piece of shot cord on a little ring right here, and then a hook on this end. So I'll have a little piece of shot cord either on the top or the bottom that you just connect, and that'll keep the rods from bouncing out if they rough sea or whatever. So basically here's kind of the finished product. I haven't done finished sanding on it, and of course I'm going to epoxy it and varnish it, but this gives you kind of an idea of the finished product. So it came out really nice, and like I said, it's mahogany. So basically what I do is I take a piece like this one here. Let me get this in the shade so I get a little better focus on it. And I draw out the template on there, as you can see. And then I take my little Hitachi crosscut saw, cut it to length, and then I take my table saw Ryobi. I actually just got this last week, and I'm really happy with it. Super inexpensive, but it's great for the little projects that I'm doing. So then I cut it to width. This is just a leftover piece from the teak that I have, or from the mahogany that I have. Then I use my cheap little Harbor Freight drill press to drill the holes, and then I use my crosscut saw again. And what I did is I just put a piece of mahogany right here, and then I use that to just barely get down to the cut, and then to finish off the cut I have a little bitty fine handsaw. I'm not sure what this one is actually called, but that works great. And then on my router table I have it set up with a full bowl nose, and I cut the gaps in the rod holders just wide enough to get it in there and do both sides. You can see I actually screwed this one up, but the good thing is how it's going to be mounted in the boat. It'll be low enough that it won't be visible. I actually do have some additional mahogany sawdust, so I might patch it up just for the fun of it, but luckily it'll be in a position where you'd have to be laying down the bottom of the boat to actually see it. So I'll make sure on this one that I don't make that same mistake again and route the actual bottom. So that's coming really well. Now as far as my fold-out tackle boxes go, I decided to do a vertical double pocket. So I made this out of the same plywood I did the template, real thin. And my goal was to basically build the box first, fit the tackle boxes in there too, and I've got the tackle boxes with a little lip that you can just pull on and get them out. And then the face of that is actually going to be some mahogany that I joined together. Let me bring that over here. So I don't have a joiner, but I was able to get a pretty good, decent joint there with glue. And what I'll do is I'll cut that down to size, and then this will actually be the face, and then I'll cut it down to size to fit on there. And then I'll use piano hinges on the bottom. Probably going to cut about, well, actually you can tell here, probably have about, these are actually going to be flush on the edges, so I'll probably cut about 1.5 inches off on each side, and then vertically I'll be removing about 1 inch. So that's going to come out really nice. Almost dropped it. Now what I'm doing is, so this will be a fold out tackle box, and then I'll actually be mounting this piece somewhere in this vicinity here, so when you remove the rods, you know, these are the rod holders, it'll actually fold out. So if we were to take this piece over here, you kind of get an idea. Now, of course, that's much larger because I just joined two pieces together, but once I get it cut down, I already measured, it'll fit really nicely. I'll put the rod holder on there, and then I'll round the edges, you know, give it a nice little trim job, and put the piano hinges on the bottom, and should have a really good looking fold out tackle box tray with the rod holders on there as well. And like I said before, I know that I have to remove the rods to actually open it, but I'm okay with that. This boat's going to have a lot of rod holders on it.